everyone. Can you hear me? How is everyone doing? What is happening? Okay, so we are here. Okay, I have a little bit of a cough still. If you guys haven't heard, I will just briefly say this. I have been quite sick for the last couple of weeks. I say sick. I feel like there's not a term for what I've been experiencing, which sounds very extra now that I've said it out loud. But I wasn't I wasn't like lethargic, and I had a headache, and I had like a bunch of active stuff wrong with me. Like it wasn't like I felt really like, the feeling get in your body. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like that feeling of being sick in my body. I was actually sick probably for like about a week, probably like 6-7 days. And I started to feel better, but I had laryngitis and bronchitis for another week and change after that. So I was like coughing constantly, and I had no voice whatsoever. And if I was able to speak, I sounded like a 12-year-old. And like, I can't even recreate what my voice sounded like. It was not good. So didn't get to stream as much this holiday season as I would have wanted to, because I have had the two things wrong with me that make it very difficult to do my job. Like, I can operate with like a headache or a sore throat. I can make it work with medicine, but there's not really a way to like stop yourself from having bronchitis or laryngitis. Like, it's just, my body's always been very prone to that. Like, it's also been like weirdly smoky outside, which I think also contributed it to being worse, because I am very sensitive to smoke. Like, I don't know if I have an allergy to smoke or what it is, but like, I can't do it. So it's very smoky outside, very rough. I do have a little bit of a cough still. You guys can probably hear that my voice sounds a little bit different. I am like 90% back to normal, but I do still, like, I might end up having a coughing fit, and I'll like mute the microphone and everything. But because I have been under the weather, I want to hang out. I want to answer some questions. I was very pleasantly surprised by the response to the most recent video that I made. At first, I don't know, maybe something fell. Hopefully that wasn't important. I was pleasantly surprised by the response I got to the latest video I made about dominant training. And I'm really glad I got to make that, because I love sharing like kink history, and that's one of my favorite things about having this channel and talking about this stuff, is I get to share this sort of myth-busting side of kink that I don't really feel like there's a platform for anywhere else, where it's like, who else wants to learn about like whether or not old European training chateaus are really a thing? Like, where is that ever really going to come up in real life? So I was very happy to share that there. You guys had some great follow-ups, some great responses. I think I might make a follow-up video to that, just with some questions and commentary that I saw from that video, because I got a couple comments about like recommending therapy to dominants and things about having confidence with role play and dom voice, and I definitely want to follow up on that here in this stream too. If you guys have any questions about being a dominant and like learning to become a dom and that process, and maybe if you guys have any like, here's like an issue I've been dealing with I don't really know how to work through, or maybe like, here was something that was like really big for me and here's how I worked through it, here's what I learned, here's what I did. I would love to have any thoughts about that, any questions about that would be great. I think we are also going to be playing a game today. That's like part of a plan I had in my head. I need to get that set up for YouTube. I think there's like one other thing I need to do before like that's ready. So maybe I'll get that going in the background while we get to some questions. But it's been, if you guys have not been on Patreon, if you haven't, you just see the Twitch stream for only this week, it has been a minute since I've been around, so I hope you all are doing well. Would love to hear any updates, any fun things you guys have going on. Have you ever done a review of Dr. Marston and the Wonder Women BDSM scenes? I have seen that movie a couple of times. Isn't it Dr. Marston? What is that? Is that Dr. Marston, right? With a T? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, Professor Marston. It's like kind of a mouthful of a name, and they're Wonder Women. I have seen that. I feel like it's more of a poly movie than it is a BDSM movie, but it is certainly worth a rewatch. I feel like it's certainly worth a rewatch and possibly a review, but making YouTube reviews of movies is very tricky. I don't know how people, like, genuinely, people that have YouTube channels where their whole thing is they review whatever is on Netflix, like people like Amanda the Jedi, I don't know how they do it. Because every single time I've tried to make a video about that, I have to deal with, like, a month of copyright claim bullshit and, like, going back and forth and, like, re-editing the video 6 times. And it ends up being a huge pain in the butt. And maybe they've just figured out a way where, like, they know what studios are okay and like how to edit stuff. Maybe they just like I feel like they don't like super heavily edit the footage they show during their reviews, but they have quite a lot of footage, so I don't know how they swing it, but I guess that's sort of a pun because there's not really swingers in that movie, but there is polyamory, so it's like, you know, I'll put it on the radar as a possibility. I think it's definitely something I would want to do. Just as like not maybe like an analysis of like the themes, but sort of just like talking about the kink stuff in it, because it does show especially a lot of very interesting like early like pre-BDSM community kink stuff, which I think is a very interesting point in time where like there was definitely more awareness about kinky stuff, but it didn't really have a label for it. But it was definitely like you could go to a store. If you found the right store, you could go to like the back room and they might have like a collection of costumes or it's like some rope, and like it was all very so underground. So I think that's a good one to revisit. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely at least do it as a Patreon preview, because that's usually what I do when I review like movies or shows. Because then at least like it gets to be seen, and then like 4 weeks later when I finally am done with all the copyright stuff, then everyone else gets to watch it. Very annoying for topical content that's like a new movie just came out, a new documentary, and you want to get it out quick. That's really hard, but like when I have room for lead time, yeah, I have to rewatch it. Humidifier helps prevent bronchitis. My partner had it on and off for a year when she first moved to the West Coast. I've heard people say that like a humidifier helps, but like I don't feel any relief when I take a shower. Like I don't think that like I take hot showers. I'm that stereotypical woman that takes very hot showers, and I don't feel any better after I'm done being in the shower for like 30 minutes. Like it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not discounting that being something that could help. But also, I'd have to have like 3 humidifiers, and that's kind of a lot. But also, none of the cough suppressant medication works for me either, so I don't know. I wish it was under a nice Christmas snow. No, we haven't had any snow this year, and we've been very lucky. I feel like the last like couple years of like having, at least I've had luck having snow around the holidays, but it's very warm and wet this year. It's like 45 degrees. I don't know what temperature it is actually. It's like 40 degrees. 40 degrees and rainy. So sadly, not quite snow temperature. It's been foggy. That's been the main thing. A lot of fog. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I'll say between COVID, flu, and various other illnesses, about 200 people out of 650 in my agency have been out this past week. That is so many people. I'm very grateful I don't have to work in an office anymore. I feel like if I had to work in an in-person office, I would just be sick all the time. Like, I get my flu shot. I get everything else taken care of, and just you go to the grocery store once and it gets you. And like, we're not going to get into like political stuff and COVID and everything, but like, you know, I get my vaccines. I wear a mask everywhere. I have a whole like cleaning protocol. Like I got it about as buttoned down as you can get it without like just not ever going in public for any reason. And I really minimize how much I got in public. So, you know, it's it's unfortunate, but see, look, told you. It's there. This should be the same stream. I don't know how it, like what happened is I started to stream And then OBS was telling me that the bit rate was really low and I had a ton of dropped frames and I didn't know what was going on. So I thought, and I didn't see anything pop up in Restream or in YouTube. And so I decided to just end the stream, and that was a mistake because as soon as I pressed the end stream button, it connected. And now it's been working fine. So it was streaming for like 2 seconds and then I disconnected. And I don't know how it redirected everyone to go to the stream if it did that, but hopefully you all can find me now. Hopefully it's not too confusing. Now there's like a 3-second long YouTube stream of just a waiting screen. YouTube is funny. At least with like Twitch, there's like one stream. It's just the stream. And so if you disconnect and reconnect, there's only one place to go. So it's not like it gets confusing if you end something and restart it. Like it doesn't become a whole separate entity. I think it might make a VOD out of the shorter one, but like it's not terrible trying to find the other one. She is very fluffy. My dog is maximum floof. I made a blanket earlier this month and I had to take it away from her because she was laying on it because I needed it. And I was like, sorry, baby, I have to take your blanket away because it's actually mine. Lasted 28 seconds. That's actually longer than I thought it was. I thought it was 3. So that's interesting. We did dusting last week, which is already beating out our snow for last year. Yeah. Didn't get anything. I think it's going to be just a warm year this year, so I'm not really banking any snow. I will be pleasantly surprised if it happens, but it's not going to be for Christmas, sadly. But yeah, let me get to some. I don't think I actually saw any questions yet on this stream because we had to restart, unfortunately. So, I answered the one about the movie. Let me see if I can go to the old. I don't know if the chat replay will be available for the one that was so short. Yeah, here we go. This was 20 seconds. I don't know if it'll be chat replay. I can peep questions from there. Does it? Oh, no, wait. We do have a chat replay. Oh, wait. Or not? Okay, I very briefly saw. Okay, that's so weird. It very briefly shows the chat and then it disappears again. Yeah, we're playing games. Yeah. Yeah, a good reminder if the holiday season is a struggle, reach out to people. Absolutely. That's part of the reason why I at least have the intention of streaming more is because I know the holidays, like, a lot of people have a lot of rough memories from the holidays, or they don't have friends or family, or they're separated from friends and family, they're doing something for work, they're abroad, they're deployed, there's something. So I like being there for people if I can be, because holidays can certainly be a rough time. Like a third of the people who were supposed to be coming to our Christmas party have already said they can't make it, so we're going to have like 10 people. Oh, well, I hope we didn't make too much food. That sucks. That's going to be a lot of leftovers. Less people to keep track of is one benefit, but I always think the first thing in my head is like, oh, if you plan for a party with 30 people and you have 10 show up, that's going to be, you bought way too many chips. That's too much cider, too much wine. Gonna have extra bottles for next time. We will be playing Christmas Stories again. We will. Hopefully doing maybe the end of the game we were playing over on Twitch and then maybe doing some other stuff on top of it. Favorite pet names. I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. This is funny you ask. When I play games like Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons, I have a habit of naming all of my animals after flowers. So I like naming all of because my childhood dog was named Daisy. I had a childhood dog named Daisy, and she was very sweet and very just so cute. And she's a beagle, and she was kind of a terror at the same time. She was a beagle. So if you had a beagle, you probably understand. She didn't bark though, which is weird. She didn't bark. She barked once when I was little, and my parents shook like I don't know if it was a cooking pot or something with like marbles in it, and she never barked again. Never barked again after that. But since then, I've always named all of my animals after flowers. I didn't name Bandit, obviously, but like it's like chrysanthemum. I love the name Chrysanthemum. I think there was a book I read when I was a little kid that had, like, it was about a little girl that had a really long name. Her name was Chrysanthemum, and, like, the struggle of, like, trying to get people to be able to, like, spell that name. I thought that was funny. So, that's my favorite pet names. Does Bandit like dressing up pretty for the holidays? She does have a bandana that she wears, or like a little bow. But I don't put her in like a Santa outfit or anything. I think that would be a little too much. I'm not into like fully like dressing. You know how people like have their chihuahuas wear like a little puffer jacket and like booties and stuff? I don't do that. I'm not like morally opposed to it. If she liked wearing that stuff and she needed it to be warm like a chihuahua does, like, and it would be whatever. But I basically only make her wear clothing for short periods of time. She doesn't hate it. She just doesn't like get anything out of it, and I try to minimize things that cause her stress. Oh, it's 50 people down to 10. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't know if I was doing the math there correctly. Hmm. There is a entire photography trender on fancily painted cats. That sounds very entertaining. All right, I am going to get into trying to get this game set up. So I'm going to be looking at the chat, but I might miss some stuff. I'll keep an eye out, though. But I'd like to have some maybe more stuff about dominance and questions related to becoming dominant, discovering your dominance, developing it, treating it with the respect it deserves, etc. I don't normally try to like mess with stuff that's like overly complicated while I'm streaming. But actually this might not be... I might have actually already been a very smart little bean and set this up already. I need to get the game. Oh, wait. Let me make sure everything's like muted because this game is loud AF. Okay. If you guys haven't seen a Christmas Story game before, you're in for a treat. It's very... Oh my god, I just realized that fish on the logo has like big lips. That's wrong. I am opposed to that on every level. Alright, let's see. Get the game. Oh, okay, I don't... okay. Can it capture... Oh, sweet. Oh, that was easy. Okay, great. All right. I may, the audio might be a little rough, but we are going to go and, oh, I need to get the doggo cam. Okay. So we're going to get this game booted up. Prepare your ears. The music, it's not consistent level-wise throughout the gameplay, so some music is louder than others, and I can't really do anything about that on my end, so just, like, fair warning. But here we go. It's game time, y'all. Okay, so I have not, like, played a game on YouTube in, like, a hot minute, so let me... Why is that way? Okay, wait. There we go. That's better. It's proper. Sometimes messing with things on OBS is not something that should be done lightly. Let me add... I need to add doggo video. There we go. There's doggo. Don't worry. We're not going to lose the doggo video. She's going to be right there. Right next to me, hanging out. Okay. Like half this screen is like completely taken up. I might actually make the chat smaller. Yeah, just messing with everything now. There we go. Okay, great. All right. Where are my headphones? Oh, I already have them plugged in. I'm so smart. Here's me thinking, I'm like, I didn't get anything ready. Because I had to like run out and like drop off presents earlier today. And it was just this long trip. So I was like, I tried to get everything set up earlier today. And it turns out I actually did. So go me. So go me. She is very tiny. If she's like, you realize how tiny she is if she's wet or if she's like fully curled up. I fell asleep on the couch last night and she fell asleep on my robe and it was the cutest thing on planet Earth. It was so cute. He's made my robe into a bed. It was adorable. Okay. There we go. Okay. Audio. It should be what I normally... I think it's this one. Oh yeah, it's definitely this one. Okay, let me know if this is too loud. It's gonna be like pretty loud at first, but we can adjust it. We're playing as Bandit. So this is basically like if you turned I Spy into a video game. That is this game, but also very weird. It's deeply weird in a way that I adore. And now, at the present moment, our goal is to be a witch. Music is pretty loud. Okay, let me... I don't know why I normally have it set to on Twitch, so I'm gonna guess it's like way down here. Is that better? This music is like totally incongruous with like what's currently happening. Okay, so we have to defeat the evil Christmas witch lady by playing a completely random series of games that don't really make sense. And I tried to intuit what they mean, but this says connect identical color tiles to destroy them. Note the numbers on the sides. They show you how many tiles of a certain color should be destroyed to win. The number of moves is limited. Oh. But and then I couldn't figure out how to move shit. Like, how do I move shit? Like, it just says, oh, just move it. But, like, can I move diagonal? Is this, like, chess? Like, I can't drag it anywhere. Do I got, like... This is it. This is all the information they give me. They don't tell me anything else. That's it. I can't, like... match the ones that are currently, like... Like, it's not double clicking. It's not... There's no other buttons that do anything. This is why this game is, like, something else. Click and hold. Let me try that. No. I didn't do anything. I just reset, just if that did anything. Because I was clicking around on this last time, too. That's all it says. I'll look at the strategy guide, I guess. Oh, God. And I just gotta, like, fast forward through... We're in the ad. No, there's a bonus chapter. Wait, don't look at that! Spoilers! Okay, let's see if it tells me any directions here. We use the Globe of Good Deeds. Okay. This game is randomly generated. A possible solution is shown here. Congratulations, you've completed the main game. Okay, maybe I gotta use my arrow keys? Why is this so hard? It's because this game is like $4, that's why. That's why this game is not worth very much. I know, her arms are so tired. I'm gonna figure out. All right. Oh, wait. I figured it out. This is not like Bejeweled. This is not like Bejeweled. I was thinking about it the wrong way. I gotta match up the pairs that are already on the screen. I can't move pieces around to make better combinations. That's the key. Oh, excuse me. If you feel being a dom is your thing, but you're not sure how to go about it, then switch partners are very helpful. True. Switch partners are generally very helpful. Any tips for how to let my dom/top know that I am very much able for him to be more rough? He seems kind of hesitant and I don't know how to prove to him. Oh, I can't take it unless he tries at least once. Oh, sure. Yeah, this is like a very, I've screwed myself. Does talking make my cough worse? Like, what is happening? Okay. All right. They don't sell Robitussin anymore. I'm pretty sure. I literally have tried prescription strength cough suppressant and it doesn't do anything. So, unless I can find a doctor that will give me a codeine prescription, I have no other options for cough suppression at this point. No, this is just what I've been... This has been my life for the past 2 weeks. So... Actually not as bad as it has been. No, I'm okay. I'm going... If I have another coughing attack, I will think about ending the stream early, but I think I'm okay. Ugh. Oh my god. Anyways, I need to reset this because I didn't win. This is so... This game is something else. Okay. So it has to be at least 3, I think. Well, I can't move anything. Oh my god, I would love it if I could answer literally one question. Talking might be taking an extra toll. Yeah. It might be that the air is dry, but it rained today, so it's been pretty humid. It could be that it's very dry in my office, but I kind of doubt that. I have tried, okay, I'm gonna time out for a second here, just so I can brief everyone on everything that I've tried. Just so people are trying to be helpful. I'm just gonna get some things out of the way before you give suggestions. I have tried every brand of cough suppressant available at the drugstore. I have tried antihistamines. I have tried NyQuil. I have tried pain relievers. I have had prescription strength cough medicine prescribed to me. I have tried tea. I have tried hot showers. The only thing I haven't tried is a literal, like, separate humidifier. But even taking a really long hot shower does not really seem to help. The only thing that has actually helped is having like something warm on my chest and on my throat. So like I will put a heating pad on my chest and on my throat when I lay down to sleep, because that actually helps. But everything else I have tried, nothing does anything. And at this point, the only option that is available in America that I could try is if I got like a really heavy duty painkiller, which I don't really want to try. Like, I don't really want to play dice with that game. And also I'd have to go back to the doctor. I've already taken this thing. I've taken outside of like taking an opiate. I have tried everything. Like, I have tried like what you can get from a pharmacy, like not a pharmacy, but like a drugstore, like a Walgreens or a Rite Aid or what have you. That cough medicine they have there, that's like the Mucinex and whatever, the different Tylenol, NyQuil products. The cough suppressant that is in that, I got a prescription strength version of that, which is like 4 times as strong, and it still didn't do anything. And the doctor told me just that there's not really, for cough suppression, there's just not good options, because breathing is important. And you don't want to mess too much with like your breathing and your diaphragm and stuff. So having a good cough suppressant is very tricky. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And unfortunately, they just don't really work for me. Yeah, I think it has been relatively dry around here. I guess I don't know. I don't even think I have a way to check how humid it is. I guess I could check actually on the weather app. I don't know if that's a thing that they tell you. Because I don't know how hot it is in here. It says it's 95% humidity. I feel like that's pretty high. I don't know. It seems like it's a high amount. But it could be very dry. It could be 50% humidity in here. I have no idea. But, I'm better now. Honestly, this shit is the only thing that kind of helps me. Just the plain Halls stuff, it doesn't get rid of my cough, but if I'm in a coughing fit, having one of these will help me get out of it, and it'll reduce the amount of times that I'm coughing. And this is just like menthol, basically. Contains soy in really big letters, just so you know. This cough. I think this actually, I haven't tried the oral anesthetic sprays, but those are more for sore throats. Yeah, ibuprofen helped me with my cough and flu. Extra old school method that worked for me was whiskey or brandy mixed with honey. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I haven't tried anything with booze yet. Humidity is relative. 95% at 40 degrees is a lot drier than 95% at 70. Oh, yeah, I guess. I hadn't thought about that. But it is raining outside, so it's pretty muggy out there. I just told the cough no. Yeah, I forgot to set boundaries with the cough. That was my main mistake. Yeah. I have to remember to do that next time. Set firm boundaries with the cough. I love how there's like no time limit on this, like literally whatsoever. Oh, look at that. Boom. I'm so good at this game. Oh, I could be so good at this game. But I'm not. Oh, I can't get off. Oh. I can only go, I can't do like one of these. Huh. Well, fine. Whatever. Oh. Wait, I can go diagonal? Wait. If I can go diagonal, this is like easy peasy. Are there any kinky Christmas movies out there? I don't think so. Is there anything that even has like kinky elements to it? Because sometimes there's like a kinky subtext to a thing. Okay, this is like the easiest game ever. If I can just like do diagonal shit, like, look at that. Wow. This is the final puzzle of the whole game? Wow. Me shit talking. Oh, I ran out of moves. Oh. Got me that time. This movie is, the music is not Christmassy at all. Depends on the rating of the movie, true. My dad used to always tell me just stop coughing. Geez, thanks dad, never thought of that. Yeah, I know. Have you ever just thought about not coughing? It's like, oh gee, that never crossed my mind before, thanks. I appreciate you guys understanding though, because it's very frustrating for me. There's always Nightmare Before Kinkmas. Yeah, the rest of the game is on Twitch. I will probably be playing some more material from this game series tomorrow for the Patreon stream though, so. I don't know, we might start a new one, or, I don't know. Might go back to a classic. See, look, I'm great now. Not that I want to jinx it. Okay, I was definitely in the middle of like answering a question when I started just like hacking up my whole lung. Like, it's been, I don't know how to describe how intense my cough has been, other than when the cough is worse at night, definitely. It's very bad at night, and it's pretty, like, it's almost non-existent during the daytime, except for like now, I guess. But at night it gets really bad when I lay down, because I get really, like, a lot of like post-nasal drip, and I have some congestion still in my nose, so got that going for me. So I think it's mostly congestion related, but I would be coughing, because it's not a dry cough. It's like it's a productive cough, I guess is what they would say. So I can't, like, I do actually have to cough, which is annoying. But I will, like, sometimes I will cough so hard it feels like I'm gonna vomit. Which is not a good way to live, I gotta be honest. I don't recommend it. Oh wait, I don't need to do any more of the yellow ones. I didn't actually pick a time for the Patreon stream to start. I want to stream for a while tomorrow, so I was thinking of maybe starting at like 3. Maybe starting at 3 and then just like however long. I'll probably stream for probably like 3 or 4 hours tomorrow. Because I want to play games and do a puzzle and watch Christmas cartoons, like do a whole bunch of stuff, so. There are throat lozenges that completely numb your throat. They taste horrible, but give me about an hour of bliss. If they make that, I have not seen that. Is that like a European Canadian thing? Because I remember when I was in Europe, I was able to find like medicated throat lozenges just like at the pharmacy, like not over the, like you could just buy them at a drugstore, at a druggist, let's say. I thought that was like the coolest thing. Is there a return date that you'll bring back kinky memes? People want to see another meme video. I'm definitely open to making one. I feel like people have moved away from that. I feel like more people like seeing is like reactions to TikTok videos. Yeah, it's definitely something, like, it's not, my stream I'm doing tomorrow is not really intended for like people to be with me the whole time. It's kind of like, come in, come out, have me on in the background while you're wrapping presents or cooking or whatever, and just have it as something that people can watch as a replay on like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day if they want to. It's chloraseptic. Oh, I might have to look into that. Chloraseptic. Oh, okay. I didn't think that was for, I definitely have seen this before. But not for cough suppression, but for sore throat stuff. I didn't want to just like be taking a bunch of painkillers all the time every day. I feel like my intuition tells me I should maybe avoid doing that if possible. So I haven't been, but I'll look and see. Because I don't really need, like, it's not painful. Like, I don't need pain relief. I just need to not, well, it is painful when it's, but it's not like, you know, you get like sore throat pain and then there's like, when you feel like you're gonna vomit and then there's that pain. It's more like when I'm coughing that hard that like all of my abs and my diaphragm are working together to cough at the same time. That is not particularly pleasant, but it's otherwise not that bad. But I'll keep an eye out for that. That's a good idea. Okay, wait. Here's the question I was looking for. Any tips for how to let my dom top know that I'm very much able for him to be more rough? He seems kind of hesitant, but I don't know how to prove him I can take it unless he tries it at least once. Even though I know that if I don't communicate, I can't necessarily get that mad that I'm not getting exactly what I want. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you want surprises, you can open the door to getting some surprises. It might be a kind of toxic thing to think, but for me, I really like the idea of spontaneity of it all. It's like a Christmas gift. I kind of like there to be a surprise kind of thing. I don't think it's toxic to like surprise. I think maybe be more careful about the way I talk about this in videos, but I think that some people think you have to have surprise to have a good scene, which I don't think is true personally. I think the surprise can be a really like fun addition, but I don't think you have to have surprise. But I think sometimes that makes it sound like, oh, like if you want to be surprised, that's bad because you're not communicating. Because I think there's a way to set up being surprised where there is consent involved. So if I was in your position, which is, it's very relatable, like especially if you're a masochist, almost every masochist I've ever met has at least one story of a partner, at least for some activity, where they had to be like, hey, you can do this harder, or I want to do this thing that to you seems really extreme, but for me it's like my #1 turn on, or something I'm like super into trying. So almost every bottom or masochist has to go through this at some point. I would say it's less common with submissives. I literally have to have, oh my god, I have to have one more of those. Are we all for real right now? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a counter. I have literally not been looking at the counter at all. Whoopsie. Look at me talking the big game. Like, I'm like, oh, this is so easy. This is the last level of the game. Well, as it turns out, it's a very annoying last level, so that's why. That's why it is the way it is. Why do they all look like such like mad faces? Like, what's that about? Oh, wait, no, I wanted to redo that. No. Okay. Well, whatever. Still have not unlocked that. Okay. Well, fine. I'm just gonna reset again. But yeah. No, I'm good. I feel fine. I'm fine, I promise. If I was in that position, I would definitely have a conversation with my partner, but I think you definitely need to walk on that conversation delicately, because a lot of people, especially doms, will have sensitivity about their partner telling them essentially that they're not doing enough. I would probably approach it like, hey, so-and-so, I really love getting to play with you, and our scenes are a lot of fun, and I feel like I'm ready to do more during our scenes, or to have things be more intense. How do you feel about that? And like, don't even open it up like, I wish we could play harder, and you never do what I want. Just like, there's a way to handle it tactfully where you're getting to what you want. And they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I'm definitely open to doing more. Like, let's talk about it. Or they're gonna be like, yeah, I've been wanting to do that too, but I wasn't really sure how to approach it. Or they're gonna be like, I am happy with what we're doing and I don't want to change it. So there's kind of like 3 broad possibilities there. But hopefully they will be able to listen to what you want and what would help you have better scenes. And they will be able to accommodate you and be able to be honest with you if they are not able to do certain things at a higher level of intensity because that's not in their comfort zone. But hopefully there is a way where you can work on this together. Because I think there is, where I think doms, obviously, carry a lot more guilt and shame with them about their kink desires. And this is such a common problem that bottoms and submissives are ready to go deeper and farther than doms are, like especially more quickly in a relationship, because it takes more time to process that guilt and shame. So hopefully they can be honest with you about like, hey, like, I would be open to doing more, but I'm worried about it, and here's why. Or I'm nervous that, you know, this is gonna happen, or I have this anxiety, this guilt, or this shame about this thing. And you can like start to untangle that and like reassure them and work through whatever that is. You find out what your sub wants, and then you improvise around the general theme of the desires. It's okay and simple good etiquette to occasionally pause to ask, are we good? Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah, like if you want to have surprise in a scene, like if you want to be surprised by, as you said, you like surprise. So maybe it's like you don't, I think you gotta have some conversation where you say this is what I want to be able to get to what you want, without like planning the specifics of like, we're gonna do a scene and it's gonna be for 30 minutes and you're gonna use this thing on this part of my body for, and like, you don't have to do all that. But if you want to have more surprise to your scenes, it's definitely normal to, as this individual said, like improvise around a general theme of what you want. And I think that's honestly, it's probably how like most doms and tops I know do scenes. Like there's sort of scenes you do, especially for like public play, where you are going to a dungeon, you're going to a big event, and you want to have something that's like pre-planned because you got to pack for it, you got to make sure you have the right outfit because you're not going to be at home. So you put a lot of legwork into making that scene happen before you even get to do the thing, which I think is understandable. So you have like a bunch of pre-planning done, you have a scene that's like very laid out, very, the word artistic comes to mind, like it's very produced. Okay, why haven't I unlocked this green one yet? Shouldn't I have unlocked this green one by now? Like what's happening? I'm just gonna reset again, because why not? I can just do this as many times as I want, apparently. Do you have to? Okay. Maybe I'm... Okay, that didn't do anything. Confusion. Maybe I have to eliminate all of like one type first before I can unlock the green one? I don't know. That might be it. That's what it was. Wow. There we go. Now I'm getting the hang of this. Green doesn't unlock until one of the other colors is done. Thank you. I realized that. Alright. Have a good rest of your night, Mrs. Waffles. See you later. Good luck with your party. Oh shit, I already did that. Ah! Oh no. Ah, I'm not gonna make it. Shit! This is actually harder than I thought it was. Okay. I keep losing to this fucking Bejeweled game. Ah! Yes, a brief pause in the action to make sure your partner is doing okay. It's not distracting from the scene at all. In fact, it can actually help make it so much better. Yeah. Like, and there's, I remember somebody expressing concern about, well, what if it ruins the mood? Like, how do I talk to my partner during a scene and like have a dom voice and like be confident? And I am a big believer in fake it till you make it when it comes to this, because I think it's something that we're not used to doing, and so having practice doing it over and over again is how you develop the confidence to be able to keep doing it. I think it's probably a lot of that. It's probably just doing it until you feel comfortable doing it. And that, like, you can do that by like practicing in the shower, in the car, by yourself, writing it down over and over again. Like, find some way to build repetition and comfort, and that'll help you. If you're like, I want to be able to have a better dom voice, but I don't know how. Also, same thing with like asking. And this is also why I recommend people start off with like relatively low stakes scenes, because when you're doing a scene that is very produced and like super high effort, I think people are more reluctant to like interrupt that to check in. But I think if you have practice doing it, it becomes more natural. So if you start off with like a lower risk scene where you can just like, you know, hey, we're just trying out a new toy. We're just trying out this kind of play for the first time. Like, it's understood there's going to be more ongoing communication. Then it's a lot easier to like interrupt that flow and like have it not be catastrophic. Because it's like, oh, well, we're just trying out flogging. We're just trying out spanking. We're just trying out this new crop we bought. Like, okay, we're supposed to check in. So like, make checking in normal. I think that's a big one. And when you do that, it makes it so much easier to do everything else. If you're a subby and you want more, then you might suggest that they pause to interrogate you, and then you can say, yes, master, mistress, please do more of XYZ to me. Yeah, like there's definitely an angle of this where, let's say your partner is uncomfortable doing more as a dominant because they're worried that they're gonna go too far and you're not really gonna like it, and they're gonna go past a boundary, and then you're not gonna want to play with them anymore because you're gonna be scared of them, or you're gonna be too hurt and you're not gonna want to do BDSM anymore, or like whatever catastrophic thought they might be having. If that's where your partner is at, that's why they don't want to play harder with you. I think a good way to build up confidence with that and feel more comfortable with it, though obviously it has to be like, this has to be something that they are willing to do with you. You can't just be like, we have to do this, you know, just consent to do this. But one thing I think that can be helpful for people is you can set it up to where you are like begging to have more done. Like, you do what you would normally do in a scene, and then you are role playing, just like begging and like really, really wanting more, and like describing in detail, like kind of verging into like emotional masochism, humiliation territory a little bit, with like making you say like, master, I really, really want you, I need you to, and then like if they fuck up with their begging, then you like you hit them on the wrist with like a ruler, or on like the ball of the foot with a ruler or something, you know, like, no, that wasn't good enough, beg again, beg harder, beg more. And then like you just keep having them escalate the begging until you have heard them say 50 times, if you want to, master, please, I need you to do this thing to me. I want it more than anything I've wanted in my entire life. Please, 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 please. And then hopefully when you've heard that for 20 straight minutes, your partner just like groveling on the floor, like weeping, please, I need this. Then it might actually click in your brain that it's okay to do the thing you're about to do, because your partner clearly wants it so badly. Because I think that that's not bratting. Because I think that's sort of the line between... The line there between like bratting and like begging as a submissive is like, a brat is like the energy of that, and like you can do this in a bratty way. If this is your energy, you can do this in the bratty version, which is like, but I want to, but I need it. Like complaining and poking, like please, 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 please. See, because you can do this, it can be begging. It doesn't, and like, you can do this in like a silly CGL, DDLG, bratty kind of way, where it's like, please, please, now, 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 now. And like, that still communicates that you really, really, really want something to happen, and you're actively asking for it repeatedly. But it doesn't have to be sobbing on the floor, crying, begging, snot dripping out of your nose, like level of like, but master, please, I grovel before you, blah, blah, blah. If it's not your energy, you can definitely play with this in a different vein for sure. Would a brat not say a thing like, I dare you to do that thing? A brat would. I think a non-brat might too. I don't know. I think that's probably more of a brat line than it is a non-brat line. Like, I'm trying to think how you would say that in a non-brat way, actually. Might just be for brats after all. Never underestimate the power of hyperbole. Yes, I think when it comes to making a convincing scene where you really know that your partner is like consenting and wants to be there, hyperbole is your best friend. Just going completely over the top. Yes, this is where enthusiastic consent actually makes sense. I'm not generally a huge fan of enthusiastic consent as like a model, which basically, if you don't know what that is for some reason, enthusiastic consent basically is like hell yes, like consent looks like hell yes. I don't like that as a standard default expectation for all consent everywhere all of the time, because as a kinky ace person, I can think of so many reasons why you would not have consent that looks like that, but then still also be genuinely consenting. So I prefer like affirmative consent as more of a standard baseline. But when you're doing a kink scene with like a new person who's like any of these, the category people, right? New partner, new person, new toy, new activity, going deeper or harder with an existing partner, doing a new thing, exploring a new thing in some way. I think having very affirmative, enthusiastic consent where it's like you were saying yes over and over and over again, and then talking about how much you like it, like, yeah, like, you fucking like that, don't you? And then just like make them say, like, make them beg for it, and then make them say how much they like it, and then make them say thank you afterwards, and then like make them write a fucking 5-paragraph essay about how much they like it. When you're done. Oh, Bandita is moving. Hi, dog. You're so cute. Look at you. Such a little cutie patoot. A brat line would be, you wouldn't dare do XYZ to me. Yeah, you wouldn't, like, you would never hit me. Like, you wouldn't dare to do, like, if you do that, I'm going to tell on you. Yeah, exactly. That whole vibe. With communicating mid-scene, how do you do it from a bratty position? It kind of breaks character to interrupt the flow. Oh, like just like general in-scene communication? Sure. Let me think about that. So, I would say most brats I know are able to handle like some interruption of like pure unrelenting brattiness. Like like they don't totally lose everything if they have to stop and be like, yeah, that's a 7 out of 10, you know? I think it's more the way you say it versus like saying anything at all. Like, I think that's true for most cases. So that would be something like, if you're checking in like mid-scene communication, well, first of all, I think if a brat is still bratting, they probably like it to a certain extent. I wouldn't take that as like a universal truth, but like if somebody is still engaging in the bratty role, they probably still like it. Like if they've fallen out of the brat role, I think that's definitely a sign to check in. But if they're still being bratty, it might be like, you know, Dom would ask something that indicates like, hey, like, do you like this? Like, how are you feeling? What's going on? He'd be like, I mean, I guess I still like it, but I wish it was harder. Like, that would be a way of communicating in scene, but like having a little bit of a brat to it. Or, that's boring me right now, actually. Like, you'd have to tell your partner ahead of time what your brat translation is for certain things. Because saying I'm bored during a scene or like, this is boring, I don't really want this anymore, that can mean I don't like this anymore, you have to stop the scene. Or that could mean I don't want this anymore, let's try something else. Or that can mean I want the same thing but harder. So you gotta come up with your own. Honestly, this is something I recommend for people in general. Having some kind of coded way you agree upon before the scene starts to communicate during the scene can be very helpful with like deeper roleplay levels. So this is something I go back to as like a common example for like service stuff. I had a code word for when I would do like house service, where if I said something that was like, may I be dismissed back to the kitchen, that was understood as like, I need to end service space. And if there was some other reason why I needed to go to the kitchen, I would have to use a different phrase. So for bratting or for anything, I'm gonna come up with maybe a different way of being like, hey, during a scene, if we're communicating, if I say this phrase, this means that I want more, or I need you to take a pause or take a break, or I need something different, or I want to do, if I want something else, I'll say it like this. So yeah, it can be fourth wall breaking. Like if you're super bratty and then you're like, yeah, it's a 6 out of 10. That's gonna break your character. But I think if you're like, let me think about it. Yeah, I guess I still like this. Like that's a way of telling your partner that you still like it, but you're still bratty. You're like, yeah, I mean, like I was kind of starting to fall asleep. It was like, it was fine, I guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe that isn't a good one. Because I think like I like to get really, really relaxed and into it during a scene, but everyone wants energy. So like that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, it can be ambiguous, but hopefully that gives you maybe some ideas to start with there. The only universal truth is that there is no universal truth. That is true. Have you ever done a video talking about different types of brats? I feel like people define it really differently. I've done a video recently on being a brat tamer and like different approaches to brat taming, but I haven't really done a video on different types of brats because I feel, my opinion is I feel like there is generally a couple of like core motivations behind being a brat. I haven't seen anyone like identify as like, oh, I'm like a soft brat or a gentle brat or a hard brat. I haven't seen that. Honestly, I'm probably 2024. I'm calling it. TikTok is coining that terminology, but you didn't hear it from me. I think that could be something that people end up creating. There we go. I finally got the green ones in there. Oh, that was just all went off screen. Okay. Oh, I can't do it. I got so close that time. For Brett inspo / example, yeah, Veruca Salt from Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I want it now. Give it to me now. Yeah, that is a great example. That is like the prototypical brat is Veruca Salt. I feel like there's a couple of other characters. There's Angelica from the Rugrats. I feel like is a pretty good brat example. Also, I feel like there's a Hey Arnold character. Can't remember the name of right now. Thank you, that all really helps. I feel like I'm relearning all of my dynamics since I got with a new person and I'm doubting everything, haha. Yeah, no worries. Good luck with your new person, your new dynamic, definitely. I mean, yeah, I really, it's stereotypical, but it does boil down to communication being the answer. Communicating to your new person that, like, you like surprises, you're bratty, so when you say this in a scene, it really means this. Like, just getting that really solid base level of communication will give you a great jumping off point for exploring those areas that require a level of trust to be built up, like playing with surprise, like you know, going deeper and heavier in scenes. But yeah, begging should not be underestimated as a tool. But I think you have to be careful about it, because if you don't communicate in advance that, like, what you want in a scene is you want to do more, and this is a way that maybe you can both be comfortable doing more during a scene, really profusely begging during a scene can be manipulative. It can be, like, you know, I don't like the phrase topping from the bottom, and I don't think it necessarily really fits here, but like this is why we have that kind of phrase, is to indicate when people go too far with, like, okay, now we're not just asking to have our desires be met, now we are transgressing into the territory of, like, manipulating our partner by, like, you know, when like the spoiled child, like, brats, and they are actually kind of manipulating their parent to do what they want. Going a little too far with that sometimes. God, it's really annoying to have these green ones here and not be able to do fucking anything with them. Okay, I guess that's the strat, I guess, is just eliminate as many of them as possible. A whole rainbow of different kinds of brats and bratting exists. IMO, from demanding spoil type to teasing to the fighting. Yeah. I think there's definitely different approaches to being a brat, but then it's like, at what point do we really need to have like more discrete labels, I guess? Like, that's my worry, is like, do we really need to have a distinct term for like a spoiled type brat to like a teasing brat to like a fighting back brat? Because I think most brats I know have some combination of all three of that in their play, and it changes depending what type of scene they're doing. So like, I worry a little bit about getting prescriptive with like really narrow labels, because I think it closes off people to other possibilities. And I'm not like a genius for coming up with this or like thinking about this, but this is something I've seen echoed by like therapists and like mental health professionals, is like having a label is good for self-identification, understanding yourself better, and like having a jumping off point for research and like finding community and all of that. Like, I agree with that. But I think at the same time, you have to also think about that labels can be sort of limiting in that they can stop you from exploring more, and they can keep you from identifying certain things as being true that are actually true about yourself, right? Like, it can cause you to deny certain things. Oh yeah, I'm like, oh god damn, how many times am I gonna have to do this freaking puzzle? Every partner relearn the dynamics. That's just healthy. Sub or dom, we're here to have a good time. Yeah, like, I think if you go into it being like, whoa, but I had a sub before, so everything's gonna be exactly the same as it was originally. Like, nope. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Well, maybe a little bit. Sometimes there's overlap, because like a sub is a sub at the end of the day. There is some commonality there, but maybe not to the level that some people like to assume. I mean, this is randomly generated, so like, what's the chance that I just like can't beat any one of these given levels, you know? Yeah, I get it. I know, game. I know. I'm boned. I get it. Womp. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Ooh, I'm topping my top for the first time. We're both switch. Should I strictly stick to just playing with him, or can I dress him up too? I have sent him photos of lingerie like wet look basques, and he's had a genuinely enthused response to me buying it for him. I think that sounds like a great way to get into the scene. I think my general recommendation is, when you're like playing with a new person for the first time, keep the activities to a minimum. Like, don't do like temperature play, spanking, bondage, hypnosis, emotional humiliation scene. Like, that's too much all happened at the same time, in my humble opinion. So I wouldn't recommend like doing 5 different things, but if you want to do like 1 or 2 activities and then also do a dress up thing, I think that's a great place to start. Because I think, especially if you're used to being in top bottom roles that are pretty set with each other, having a specific outfit that you're wearing that's different, that he's wearing that's different, that can help you both get into your respective roles, I think, a little bit better. So I actually think that would be a great thing to do. Get a little costume. I wouldn't maybe make the costume the focus of the scene in like, you know, humiliation, sissification type of way. If that was something you were thinking about doing, like on top of a bunch of other activities, because that can just be so emotionally heavy that I feel like that, to explore for the first time, it doesn't need to have its own space, but it really benefits from having its own space to work through it in a scene. Like, there's a reason why humiliation scenes are generally kind of done on their own as like a separate entity from like other activities during a scene. And that's partly because like it's hard to both like be humiliated and also like do a flogging scene at the same time. Like that's kind of your brain kind of gets split, especially if you want to really sink into the experience. But yeah, I think that would be fine, especially if your partner is enthusiastic or is really excited about wearing the item. It sounds like that's going to be beneficial for both of you during the scene. I wouldn't worry about it too much. We as humans tend to sort things into groups. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's just like sorting things into groups is helpful, but there's a line where it goes from being helpful to being not so helpful. You waste too much moves. Well, okay. Well, I'm trying to play this game and also answer BDSM questions at the same time. So I don't know how other streamers do it. I try not to waste moves. If I was just playing this game solo by myself, I could probably play it a lot better, but I'm not one of those. I don't get the people that can like sit and like play a really complicated video game and then also like have a debate at the same time. Like, what? How do you do that? I don't know. I don't know. And like every single time, I always end up with like a bunch of like the one color I don't like fucking need to do anything with. Like, come on. Not fair. What is the best way to approach this? I think it's literally just this. Ah! 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 I think I worded my question incorrectly in hindsight. I was more talking about different ways of going about bratting as opposed to discrete categories. Yeah, sure. Easy to think all brats are one specific way you've never heard or seen others. I guess IMO, it's less about a specific label so much as it is understanding that there's lots of ways to do a thing or be a thing. Maybe thinking of it like how pet play doesn't just look one specific way. There's lots of species of brat and some are a mix. Yeah, true. Sweet, he actually recommended you to me not knowing I'm already one of your subscribers. Oh, that's funny. Okay, great. Well, have fun doing your scene. I hope that they enjoy the bask that you get them or whatever other lingerie you obtain. RNG gods they always got a sense of humor. They always got a sense of humor. You got to give that to them. Yeah. Like, I guess what I was trying to say is that I think regardless of how you actually do your bratting, like whether it be kind of more the princessy type or the teasing type or the like fighting back and like resistance type, no matter what your physical approach is like during the scene itself, I find there tends to be some commonality with like the motivation behind doing it, especially in a DS relationship. And for me, it tends to go back to what I've seen over and over again. And it's not universal. Like there are other motivations for being a brat, but the most common motivation for being a brat is like people like testing at the boundaries of a relationship and like seeing what happens when they butt up against them, right? Like, is my partner strong enough, willful enough, authoritative enough to be able to get me back in line and handle me even when I'm behaving at my worst? You know, can my partner, are they strong enough to physically restrain me and like reassure me of their strength? Is my partner involved enough mentally in the relationship to like forcibly reassert a boundary or correct my bad behavior if push comes to shove, sometimes literally. That kind of thing. Alright, I don't want to jinx anything. There's horsey brats, kitten brats, and puppy brats. Maybe I'll consider my opinions of brightness. Yes, there are many, many different types of brats. I would say kitten brats are probably the most common version that there is, but there's a lot of different ones out there. But yeah, the point is really there's like there's a desire to kind of poke at the boundaries of the relationship, and it's about looking for reassurance and confirmation, I think is what I would say in like the broadest strokes. Like, can my partner see me at my worst doing bad behavior that maybe I would have been punished for, or like most partners would have like left me or been turned off by me if I behaved this way, but I can do this with this person and they're safe and they love me and I can misbehave and like still like deserve love. And I'm literally gonna miss it by one. Oh my god. So they need training then? Yeah, some of them anyway. Some of them need training. Sounds like a gun being fired. So much erotica is ridiculous, and then you interact with people and it's all ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There is a lot of erotica out there that you're like, this is totally unrealistic. No one would ever do this. And then lo and behold, truth is stranger than fiction, as they say. So many puppy brats, really? Interesting. I haven't seen that many puppy brats, but I don't know. Maybe that has to just do with the segment of the community I'm in. They need a poke to feel comfortable with who is in charge and where the rules are. Yeah, they need to have the rules and like that's what I mean when I say like the boundaries of the relationship. I mean like the rules, who is in charge, what is my role, do I want to be in my role? Like also like this is another main thing too for brats is it's definitely a narrative structure that a lot of people are more comfortable with when it comes to submitting to authority or like somebody else having like control over their body. It can be very uncomfortable for people to not be the ones that are in charge or in power. And so if you are resisting, if you're fighting back, if you're saying no, if you're teasing, if you're both kind of from the lens, if you're kind of doing more like the teasing, asking for it route, then it's like, oh, well, I caused this to happen. I brought it upon myself. Therefore, I'm retaining this kind of nugget of control, this little kernel of control underneath everything. So it's not like that's more comfortable for some people than like willfully being like, yes, master, I give up all of my power and authority to you. Here you go. Especially if it's just for a scene. That feels more comfortable for people. So it can be kind of the like, I'm causing this to happen because of my bad behavior. Therefore, I deserve it. Therefore, what happens to me is my own fault. And I'm actually in control, like mentally what's happening. And then the other part of it is similar to this, along the lines of like, this is a narrative that helps me feel comfortable with the play that I'm doing. Again, if you're resisting, and you're causing it to happen because you're misbehaving, that feels more comfortable than like having to admit to yourself, no, I'm being spanked because I like it. You don't have to have that same internal negotiation process of oh my god, again! What? I'm so close. There's a reason why they designed this to have unlimited fucking attempts. Oh my god. The RNG on this is not with me today, I will say that. So annoying. There we go, finally. Oh. Again, I'm surprised every time. Oh my god, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it, y'all? Yes! I defeated the witch lady with my puzzle solving powers. Yes. Find out I'm a submissive bottom. Also have massive issues with authority.
I have a very special surprise for you. Close your eyes. No peeking.
Is it gonna be...
I just couldn't return you to the orphanage, so...
Wait, what?
My family.
I want you to have my family. Okay, this is definitely a very legal adoption.
So, that's how 3 lonely hearts united as a new family. They're so
With
happy.
the fucking massive grapes. And ravioli?
My job here is done. All that's left is to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year, too.
Look at that. Wow. What an amazing game. Wow. Ooh, and fireworks. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Yeah, the faces are very creepy. The faces in this game are not very good. I'll say that. I will say that. But there's bonus content, y'all. There's bonus content. Wait a hot minute. No, we have bonus content. We got this little bonus game with like freaky cat people in it. It's terrifying. Oh, we can individually play the other hidden objects, like the hidden object game part of it. Wait, what's that one? I don't remember this. I don't remember that one either. Or that one. Or this. Is it from the bonus game? I think this is the last one I remember. It's probably from the bonus section of the game. We got some wallpaper. It's like a 90s DVD. Or not a 90s DVD, but an aughts DVD, I guess. Oh wait, there's a puzzle inside the puzzle game. Holy shit. How do I know where to put these puzzle pieces? Oh, they just stick. Okay. That doesn't go anywhere, I guess. Am I supposed to rotate these? Like, what is happening? That looks like that's supposed to be rotated. This looks like the DreamWorks logo. This is like, why are all these puzzles they've been stretched in like a Word document? What is happening? Puzzleception, true. I also have massive issues with authority when it comes to the state government. It's not something I think when it comes to a DS relationship, generally speaking. I've been playing a video game where you try to save a Catboy King. Oh, hey, you can shoot gingerbread men. I mean, I guess that's better than ducks, I suppose. Because ducks are like real living creatures and gingerbread people are not. Maybe they're not in this game. Maybe gingerbread people have attained sentience. I don't know. That is definitely possible. Anyways, I hope that gave y'all some answers about brats. Also, I find it funny. Aren't you bad is fine. The level of your depravity boggles the mind. Is there nothing so low or debased that you wouldn't try to go even farther is great. Yep. Just, honestly, it's fine to have cue cards, I feel like, during a scene. Just have keep little notes in your pocket of, like, crazy stuff you can say that's, like, outlandish and over the top. Oh, does it taste really bad? That's unfortunate. Honestly, before I do kinky memes, the next thing... Oh my god, what is this?
Please help me. Someone has stolen my magic wand. Without it, I can't help this sweet little kitty go to the prince's ball. Follow me.
This fucking cat just wakes me up in the middle of the night where I'm sleeping in my orphanage to be like, oh, you're gonna help me find a wand. Like, we didn't negotiate for that. Who are you? What is this? Who are you even?
Oliver, I'd like you to meet Cinderella. She's the sweet kitty I told you about. I'll tell you a secret. Prince Charming is her true love, and he's waiting for her at the ball.
We're mixing up our fucking stories here.
Oh, Godmother, did you misplace it somewhere again? Oh, I was so looking forward to the ball and seeing the prince.
Now, don't panic, my sweet. We can help you without magic. My talented friend Simpkin and his mice friends have crafted the perfect dress.
Fantastic. Oh my god. These games are like so ridiculous. They're gonna help this cat go to the ball. Oh, so funny. So funny. As a dom, one thing I would suggest is talking about why you have rougher scenes are important to you and use that as a springboard. Oh yeah, true. I guess that's sort of another aspect of this, and I talk about this in videos sometimes. Like, oh, I saw that. I got it. Got him. I suddenly want to build a snowman or find one. Okay. It needs a ray. Okay. Okay. Oh, we got a cutscene. What? The laces ran away like little snakes. What? What? No, don't go there. No, don't, no. That's not allowed. Annoying.
That dress is...
Mulled wine, screwdriver handle, a snowman. Oh, I got every part of a snowman. Look at this. I didn't even have to read directions. I just knew what to do. Obviously, you gotta unlock the door with the snowman handle. Is there a correlation between bratting and switching? I wouldn't say so. I feel like most people I know are either brats or switches. A few people I know do both. This game is called Christmas Stories Gift of the Magi. It is like $4 on Steam. It's a whole series. They are ridiculous and entertaining and full of like the weirdest art you've ever seen in your whole life. They're so funny. I think sometimes people that... Okay, this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion. I do feel like there are some people that could be switches. What the... Oh. Okay, it needs gears. I was like, why is that suddenly come to life? Basically, we're just like looking for objects right now. I guess that's why there's the cat photo. Don't disturb. That's like a massive fucking sign. Oh my god. Oh, that's for the sun. There we go. What? Oh, there's a second piece that I need. I guess, probably. Or... Oh, wait. No, this is a game. Oh, what? Oh! Ah! 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 Got it. There we go. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And now we light our torch. But there are people that I think could be switches, maybe haven't come to terms with that part of themselves because they're very adamant that they're just submissive. And they don't really want to, like, there's something in them that they're like, oh, I don't also want to top. Like, I want to just be a submissive. So they kind of manifest that kind of like top-ish energy through bratting sometimes. That's not always the case, but I think there can be sort of a gateway of identifying as like a brat and then eventually come to terms with the fact that you're a switch sometimes. The mistletoe goes on the door. That would make sense. Do I have mistletoe? Yeah. But I only have one piece of mistletoe, so I can't actually, I need two, unfortunately. Yeah, don't be weird, please. Do you want to build a snowman? I wish I could. I would love it if it snowed, but don't have that in the cards, unfortunately. Oh, what is, wait, can I? Shards are missing. Shards of what? Mirror, I guess? What happened to the poppet on the Christmas tree? I don't remember. I don't think anything happened. I got it solely because of the cat boys. I mean, hopefully it worked out. There's a lot of like cats in these games for some reason. But yeah, some people will definitely like use that as being a gateway into being a switch at some point. But I also think, what I was trying to say, so there's sort of the like direct conversation, which is I have an activity I want to do. I want to be able to do it with you. Is it something that you're into? Yes or no? And then like negotiating from there. I think another option you can do, if maybe you have a kink, especially if it's like a more extreme kink that some people are like wouldn't be comfortable with right off the bat. Okay, what the? Okay, I don't know where. I have like a bunch of stuff that I can't like. What? Okay, I bet I was supposed to find like a password or like something for that, I would imagine. I'm just supposed to stay in here, huh? Just supposed to stay in this house. And not do anything else. And there's nothing else I can grab. It's just this slot has an interesting shape. Is it mouse shaped? No. Sometimes there's like a little area that I don't. Oh, is it? I need it as a mitten. I don't have a mitten though. And I don't unless. No. I was like, that might actually be a solution at some point.
That dress is amazing.
Can't go in there. Ah, here we go. This is what I was missing. There we go. Oh, that apparently lit up lights. Okay, interesting. Look at this. This is a cute little thing. Gotta find a crown and a needle and thread. It looks like, and a what? That's like a bottle of Grand Marnier. Why not? And Birdo. And it's like a flower, probably. Glasses. A big necklace. Mistletoe. A trophy? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's this barrel thingy. Garlic? A braided garlic. That looks like a skateboard, honestly, if I had to guess. Looks like a skateboard. And then, oh, here's a flower. What is this? Where is this? Somebody's already spotted it and is definitely yelling to themselves. It's over there. It's clearly this thing. Frog? I don't see a frog though. See a big wedge of cheese. Oh! That didn't look like a frog at all. Wow. I did not guess frog from the outline. Okay, now we got the holly, so now we can unlock the door. Because that's how the doors work. Great, love it. Missing pieces of stuff. Whoa, it's a lace ghost.
These laces have been enchanted.
Yeah, thanks for
Without
hanging
my
out.
Wand, I'll need some help to fix them. To break the spell, I'll need some scissors and just a drop of magic. I'll get the magic, you get the scissors.
Wait, if you can just have a drop of magic, why can't you use the magic drops to get, what's-her-face, to get Cinderella to the ball? That seems like the obvious solution to me. Alright. I think actually, I can feel a cough storm coming on. So I think I'm going to stop playing this game for right now. And just go back to being on camera. Where's OBS? Oh, here it is. Put it over there. All right. Hopefully that does not continue. Okay. Wow. All right. I know I missed some questions when I was playing the game. Let's see if we got some more. We got like 20 minutes left if anybody wants to ask any questions. Yeah, the faces are really creepy. We're all in agreement on that one. There are ways to exercise authority without being authoritarian. I find that the best way to go. Yeah, that is the balancing act of dominance, is being dominant and authoritative without being authoritarian or domineering. And some people, unfortunately, in their zeal for trying to be a real, true dom, end up going much too far in one of those two directions and end up, you know, either hurting their partner's feelings or just, you know, being a little wacky. Getting a little wacky with it. I cannot type today. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I forgot that when I changed the size on one page, it changes it everywhere. Why did actually wearing my headphones makes my cough worse for some reason? I have no idea what that would be. But that could be a possibility. Ah, I'm trying to scroll. Just clicking on every single thing. Without getting super graphic, but most suppression is numbing the little hair-like sensors that trigger the cough response. Yeah, that was my understanding of how it works too. But you wouldn't want to get rid of that response either, because like there's also like good reasons to cough at the same time. There's definitely a way to communicate that will get you what you want without ruining the vibe of the scene. Works as well as any other placebo. Well, I like that we're taking that tact with it. That's fine then. Magic does have limitations, I guess. This game of my life, I'm really into puzzles. Yes. This game, I said it earlier, but it's a whole series called Christmas Stories, The Gift of the Magi, and they have like 5 or 6 of them. They haven't made any new ones in the last like year or two, I don't think. They've made other ones in different series. They have like Halloween ones. They have ones that are like detective ones. But I like playing the Christmas ones because they're like way over the top and like very zany. And it takes creativity to come up with these puzzles, and I love them for that. I want to be a dom, but I don't know how I should start. I'll check dominant training videos of yours. Yeah, the videos I've made that I recommend if you are a newer dominant and you don't know where you should start, I recommend if you're a man, I'd recommend checking out my, well, actually, no, it says on submission and masculinity, so actually maybe you could probably skip that one, but I feel like it's still informative. But if you're going to be topping or doming a male person, that's definitely a good video to watch. I'd watch the one on the care and keeping of your dom, topping from the bottom. I feel like, do I have, this may be one of these things that I think I made and then I really didn't, and it just like slipped through the cracks for like 8 years, but I'm pretty sure I made, yeah, okay. So I have a lot of videos that has that keyword in it for some reason. Interesting. I have a video, an older video on sadist versus top versus dom. I have one on sub frenzy and top frenzy. I think I need to revisit. Do I not have one? I have an old video on aftercare for doms and tops, but my newer video I made on like the care keeping of your dom, I think is just about as good. I also have an older one on like sub drop and top drop. I feel like maybe I should make like a standalone video that's about top drop and top frenzy, because the videos I have that I've made on top drop and sub frenzy and top frenzy, all that, they're like 5 or 6 years old at this point, so they could definitely use a revisit at this particular point in time. So I'll think about that. Might be a good one for me to redo. But yeah, the one topping from the bottom. Let's see what else from like my more recent videos would I recommend. I do generally make content that is more geared for submissives, but I'm trying to change that because I would like to have more videos for tops and doms. Enjoyment not being consent. I think that one is like generally it's more like submissive focused. I just have so many videos. Why do I make so many videos? I have so many. Maybe BDSM as a single person if you don't currently have a partner. That'd be a good one. I do have ones. Should you break your submissive? I'd say that one. Should you break your submissive? I have one on types of sadists. I have a sadist archetype video. So if you're a dominant who's also interested in sadism and impact play and like pain play, I would look at the sadist archetype video. And I feel like that would be what I would look at probably. And maybe like submissive sadist and dominant masochist, because I think that's sort of like an interesting brain teaser if you are like not sure if you're like, well, I feel like it could be dominant, but also I'm kind of a masochist. That's a good way of like exploring those particular thoughts. Weird question. When a sub is much larger in size than their dom, what are some ways that the dom can overpower their sub? Like, what implements could they use? I see this a lot at dungeons. Especially like larger conventions and stuff, you will absolutely see people being topped by people that are like much smaller than them, both in terms of height and then also like body weight, and just like different body types in general. I think most of the time I've seen people play that way. Usually it's been the larger person is submissive and they're like laying down for the scene. So there's not really a lot of like physical overpowering. But if you like with rough body play, if that's what you're asking for, there are lots of possibilities for that. So if what you want to do is like rough body play with your partner and your partner is larger than you and you want to be able to overpower them, you play with a handicap, right? You know, start with them with like one hand behind their back, or they can only use their feet, or you're standing and they're laying down, or they're in some kind of bondage. Again, all this, I will say this, with any kind of rough body play, this is very high risk. I'm not saying you should just go out and do this tomorrow, do it for Christmas. I recommend taking a class, like practicing very slowly, building up to this. This is the skill you want to build. You can start off with having some kind of like thing that maybe more equalizes the power differential, having rules about like, you know, I can do this to you, but you can't do this to me, and or things that generally are like power equalizers that are like painful and suck regardless of what your body size is. So like pressure points, joint locks, hair pulling, scratching, that kind of stuff, that all like doesn't matter like how padded you are, you know, or like what size you are. It still hurts to be like, you know, to have somebody spit in your eye. Like, it's not, maybe don't do that, but like, you know, being spit in the face is generally something that everyone of any size is subject to. As far as I know, everyone has a face for the most part. So yeah, I would maybe go to that. But then as far as like pain play and stuff goes, honestly, electroplay is going to be your best friend. If your partner likes electroplay, that is like, this is something I see like tiny female doms do to like large male bottoms, but anyone of any size can appreciate this. A violent wand doesn't really care if the user is small and the subject is big. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Oh, I didn't even get into the whole spiel about reading the rules and everything. Whatever. It's fine. So it was a weird start to the stream. Yeah. Dom drop and bottom drop. This is something, the vernacular has sort of been solidified with like top drop and sub drop being the terms that people use, kind of regardless of if you're actually a bottom or a masochist or a brat or a pet or whatever other label you use. Like, it's called sub drop, but you can be a rope bottom and like have sub drop. Or rope drop. People will say rope drop sometimes. I've heard that before, but like for most things, people just say sub drop, even if really they were bottoming, just to make things simple, which I know is a crime. We can't have simple language where we just all agree that we may be saying one thing, but we understand that we're really doing, like, you know, we understand there's complexities here. Things to consider besides working around local laws and prejudices when running a rent-a-dungeon. I mean, that big one would definitely be like liability insurance, local laws. Sanitization, I think, is probably the big thing. Having material that can be sanitized or at least cleaned between uses from like people. This is not the time to break out the very absorbent material that's gonna like get stuff stuck in it. You know, get the marine vinyl, the marine leather, get stuff that you can wipe completely clean. Know that things are going to be beat up and stolen. Do not have it be the place. Like, if you want to have nice toys out, maybe put them behind a glass case for display purposes and then be like, it's an extra however many dollars to rent the toys if you want to rent them, if you're worried about things being taken. But that would be what I would look for if I was thinking about renting a dungeon. And it's like comfortable, have places to sit. I think sometimes people get very preoccupied with like the play space part of a dungeon, but like I think what really makes an A tier like rentable dungeon is like, is there a little kitchenette? Is there a little coffee stand? Is there a place where like somebody can sit and take their boots off or put latex on or get a glass of water? You know, is there a nice little bathroom? Does it have a bathtub in it or a shower? Those kinds of things can also really make a big difference too in terms of quality of life. Also flooring. I think about flooring too. There's advantages and disadvantages to like any kind of flooring you get. Like if it's a hard surface, I'd probably recommend having rugs both to break up the space visually from like an aesthetic point of view, and then also just having some padding down for knees or if people stumble. Just minimizes the risk there's some kind of soft barrier there. But then carpet is very absorbent. I don't know anyone that has like just a straight up carpet dungeon. Most people I know have a hard floor, either like poured concrete or hardwood or tile, and then carpet on like carpet, not carpet squares, but like rugs and things on top of it. Was thinking of getting around some stuff by claiming it as a photography studio. I definitely know of dungeons that daylight as a legitimate photography studio. I'm not going to tell you what to do because it's your life. I certainly have known pro-doms or people that rent dungeons where they were telling the landlord, oh, it's a photography studio. And then the landlord finds out that, oh, this isn't being used as photography. Well, guess what? Now we have rights to be able to just cancel your lease. So guess what? Now you're going to be out in 2 days. And that's really sucked. Like I have no pro-doms that's happened to where they were renting a space. I don't know what they told the landlord that they were doing in there, but the landlord found out and then just kicked them out. So you got to be careful with that. But, I think having a dungeon, I educate about rented dungeons, but I know of a lady that owns and runs BDSM-friendly Airbnbs. She's actually very wealthy from it, too, in Texas, nonetheless. Listen, Texans get kinky. Why is it that I immediately pictured one of those robotic bull riding machines, but then it has like a fucking like vacuum dildo in the middle of it? That actually probably make it easier to stay on the bull now that I think about it. That actually probably would be a terrible idea. Don't quote me on that. That's a good way to like fuck up your perineum. Don't recommend that at all. If I'm a brat, but I'm bottoming and find a way to get the upper hand and turning the scene around on my top, is that topping from the bottom? I think I would classify that as what is called as a switch fight, which is where there's a struggle for power, and if the person who was the bottom suddenly gets to get the upper hand and become the top, then you fought over it. I would not call that topping from the bottom. I call that a switch fight, assuming that you're both switches and you talked about that being a possibility during the scene. Because if you suddenly, like if you're doing a strict, wait, we only agreed to you bottoming and me being the top, and you grabbed my flogger and started to use it on me, I would call that a consent violation. But yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner. Have a nice night. I just hear her snoring. It's so cute. You're so snoogly in there, little dog. She's so cozy. My lipstick is totally worn off, but that's fine. All right, I have time for like maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Any tips for getting over awkward feelings when you want to play a dominant top role, but you have only done bottom or submissive things? I think I'll really enjoy it, but I feel like I choke when I try it. Okay, so my hack number 1 is to, as a new dom, decide to embrace a roleplay role where you don't have to talk, right? You're the silent antagonist, not the silent protagonist. You're the silent antagonist, right? So you're like the jail keeper or the warden, or like some other kind of role where it's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you. So you have like a reason to maybe not be super chatty during a scene. You can have a role play justification for it in your head to where it's not awkward if you don't really say a whole lot during a scene. But like I think I said this earlier in the stream for a different question, but I really recommend if you're trying to get used to like talking as a dom or a top. First of all, tons of videos out there from professional pro doms that are A+ tier, right? So Sad Natrix, Daddy on Lee, Justine Cross. There's so many people out there that are really amazing doms that have tons of videos that they're genuinely like kinky ass women that are very dominant women too, that you know, it's porn presumably most of the time, but you get tons of like audio stuff where you can see people in their natural environment being a dom and like the kinds of things that they say and how they talk to a partner, and just realize that they are putting on a performance for a camera. So dial it back like 50% and you're probably in like a really good area for like the kinds of things to say. But that would be what I would start with. I know a lot of people also like watching movies that have like inspiring, like authoritative characters in it, like Bane from Batman or like Loki. If you like kind of the Marvel movies. I'm trying to think of what else has like a good authoritative figure in it. I don't know. Other people probably have better ideas than I do because I don't watch very many movies. But I like watching movies that have like an authoritative figure and you can kind of take inspiration from. So that kind of help with like the talking kind of feeling awkward part. And I think also just starting small, having like small expectations for yourself. That's always a key thing too. Just like not going too hard, too fast. Agreeing with the partner that you're playing with, like, okay, we're warming up to being dominant. We're not doing a full-on scene yet. We're going to try out what it feels like to do a spanking for 20 minutes or flog for 10 minutes or do a little tasting type thing. Like, tastings are usually thought of as being something that bottoms get to experience, but I think it's also totally possible to do a tasting as a wannabe top or dom where you're just sampling the kinds of things you could be doing as a dom or a top. If you feel like you want to spend some money on this, I know a lot of people enjoy being able to practice on a dummy. Like I would get like a seamstress's dummy where it's like kind of like a torso, maybe like arms and a neck or something. I wouldn't get like a blow up doll. I feel like that's kind of creepy, but you know, you could also just tie a pillow to a chair too. But have something that's kind of vaguely human shaped. You can kind of like practice kind of like walking around, like getting really close to and like grabbing and talking to that way. And you can practice your aim on that, practice throwing different implements on that, and hopefully that'll all help. And then also just like communicating to your partner that, you know, hey, you're new. You want to be able to do this. Please be nice to me. I'm a new dom, I'm a new top. And hopefully they'll let you down easy. Wouldn't recommend starting with a brat, for example, in full-on brat mode, but they're even that can work out with if it's the right energy for you. If you know you like that can work. Is Ben anything for her joints? She's very stiff this evening. Oh, she is. She gets a supplement in her food. She's on a special. I don't know. She does get, when it gets colder, she does have an old leg injury. And she does get a little bit more stiff when it gets cold outside. But I rotate between 2 different supplements. But she's on like, she's on a food that's good for joint health. And then she's on, I forget what it's called. But I alternate between something that's, like a dehydrated like liver and like joint supplement and then like an oil based one. So she alternates between the two. But thanks for keeping an eye on my baby. I've never tried doggy CBD, but I will keep that in mind. Source CBD, I will remember that because there's tons of options down here for doggy CBD. Kind of wonder what you would feel like on that. Like, what is a dog experience taking CBD? I wonder. Oh my God, Jordan Peterson will move to Texas. They were big into milking machines too. Oh my God, no. Oh, what kind of crazy thing is Jordan Peterson gonna retweet or post about in 2024? How is he? I have this sense that he might top himself. I mean, maybe that would be what he post a video of. He might outdo himself when it comes to bizarre things that he'd post on Twitter. But maybe Twitter is dead and we've lost that and we will no longer have that to our advantage. But Jordan Peterson being into milking machines and fear-mongering about it was deeply funny. Electroplay is... I am glad it exists for other people. It's not my thing. I've tried it a bunch. I do like TENS units all right. They're not my favorite, but not a fan of Philo wands, unfortunately. Just my brain, I know it's safe, but then my brain instantly just thinks, danger, danger. And I can't get through that. The imagery of doming a pillow. It's not a very good movie, but there is a movie on Amazon. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called S&M Sally. I think it's actually it. I didn't think I was going to remember the name of it. It's called S&M Sally, and there is a scene in there where, like, somebody practices by, like, topping and doming a pillow. Like, you know what? It's like any other skill. You think, like, you gotta be, this is it. You gotta be like a theater kid or like a choir kid, okay? You can't have any shame. All right, have a little bit of shame, actually. Don't be totally like a theater. Have like 10% shame, a little bit. Just keep some on reserve, on tap, just in case. But you gotta realize that the process to other people will seem awkward, embarrassing, strange, whatever. And you just gotta let that not bother you. You just gotta be like, all right, I'm home alone. I'm in my room. The door is closed. Nobody can see me. Nobody hears me. Nobody knows what I'm doing. This is the safest place on earth to be able to practice what I'm doing, talking to myself, beating up a pillow, watching videos of pro doms to get inspiration, like all of that stuff. Like, you gotta choose at some point to let go of the anxiety of, like, but if anyone else saw this, they'd think I'm weird. Well, luckily, no one else is seeing you. So you can embrace the weirdness a little bit. And it seems very weird at first. I think what happens is, like, it's always hardest right at the beginning. And so people butt into that experience of it being really awkward. And they're like, oh, no, I can't do this. Like, this is way too weird. And they never push through that. And so they never get to the other side where when you've done it more, it becomes less awkward. And I'm not going to say it's ever going to be totally not awkward to, like, practice your lines in the shower. Like, because I have trouble giving examples, like, on stream. That's partly because this is recorded for a live audience, and if I was maybe just talking with a friend, I could be more candid with it. But if you can practice in your room by yourself, eventually it'll get a little bit easier as time goes on. Aww, they were both Pomeranians. Larger and walking down, like, absolutely like one. A lot of people will say mixes are Pomeranians, or they got a Pomeranian from a backyard breeder, but then it's not really a full Pomeranian. It's like a Pomeranian mixed with, like, a Chihuahua or something, or a Bichon, or any other small dog. I would be so happy to see 2 Pomeranians, though. Anyways, thank you all so much for hanging out with me on this Friday night. Have an amazing Christmas. If you're celebrating, hope you get everything that you want, or at least you find some comfort and joy during this holiday season. We will be streaming next Friday, so we will be here for that. I will not be streaming on Monday because that is actual Christmas Day, and I will not be in town. As far as I know, I will say this. There is a non-zero possibility that my Christmas plans get canceled because, as we talked about during this stream, everyone on planet Earth is sick. So we may end up dealing with some sickness and, things may have to be rescheduled. So I might be doing a surprise stream on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. Otherwise, my plan is to stream on Christmas Day. Not Christmas Day. Sorry. The Friday after Christmas Day. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything. And then New Year's Day, I'll be streaming also. The first I will be streaming too. So, and then tomorrow, starting at like 2-3 o'clock, we will be doing a stream on Patreon. It's going to be little friendly, DDLG friendly, pet play friendly, like get in the zone time. We're going to be fucking doing puzzles and playing games and doing slime ASMR and do all kinds of fun stuff and playing Christmas, like everything. It's going to be great. I'm very excited about it. I decided to do that this year instead of some of the other stuff I normally do for the holidays because I just had a bunch of stuff I wanted to do. But anyways, thank you all so much. I will hopefully see you all next year in the new year. Stay safe, have fun, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.